What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Voice podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcasting live once again for the DFW, that's Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. We hope everybody having a great day, had a great productive day. We know that it is Wednesday. We know that the month of April is rolling out. We're about to get ready to go into the month of May. So we're about to get ready to go into the fifth month, 2023. I hope you could take a look back and really reflect on where you're at in your life. We know everybody got excited about December 31st, January 1st, talking about this is my year, this is my season. But then a lot of us get it, and some of us don't. We go right back to our reality. Then we want to get real excited again for next year. But every day we should make the best out of every day that we're alive, we're breathing. Today evolve. Today to take a look back and just examine ourselves. And that's the most important thing, of course. So we are very excited once again. I'm along here with the Corn, Desiree. And how are y'all doing this evening? We know it is raining cats and dogs here in the DFW. We're up in a part of Texas you in, but we know it is raining cats and dogs. So how are y'all doing this evening?
I'm good.
I'm doing good.
Doing well, doing well.
And awesome stuff. And like I said, we better be able to kick our interview off. I want to go ahead and introduce our guest. Our guest is a highly accomplished entrepreneur. She's the founder of the successful brand Young Lion Corporation. She's been featured in Vegas Dallas Magazine and Carnival Tongue Tied and Canvas Rebel Magazine. She's currently pursuing her first movie role. She's a mother and model entrepreneur. Her name is Aisha Nicole. Aisha, welcome to Walking His Ways Impact Voice Podcast. We are live streaming right now on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook Live. So you are with us in the comment section. Leave your comments. We want to hear from you. We want to give a big shout out to you as well. And we also want to give a big shout out to Miss Deborah that's in the comment section. She says good evening, of course. And I think she said she's not hearing
Hey,
anything. Can y'all hear us loud and clear?
I can hear.
I
I can
can.
hear.
Okay, awesome stuff. Like I said, we are live stream. We about to get this party started. You know, today has always been great. I know it's been raining all day here in the DFW, but you still got to get things done. But you know what I was saying? I like the new Equalizer. I can't wait till the Equalizer come out. I seen the trailer of it. That mother's gonna be badass. I have to say that because the graphics, the I just can't wait to see it, man. And it's gonna be the last Equalizer with Denzel Washington, so I got to go see that in September. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But man, we're excited. We're here. What's up, Daquan? What's up, Lady D? There's Ray. We have a very special guest with us tonight. So we're gonna talk about a lot of great stuff. We're gonna talk about your career. You mentioned that you're currently doing your first movie role. We'll talk about that as well. Just give us a background. Give us a little history on who is this amazing woman is that's hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, so first I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me on the show tonight. It's an honor to be here. So just a little background on myself. I started my business, Young Lion Co., back in 2017. I had recently experienced a traumatic situation. My mom passed away from lupus. Simultaneously, I'd had a child. He was 6 months old when my mom passed away. So I was definitely looking for something to get myself into to, I guess, just kind of deal with that pain. So I put that into my business. My mom is definitely a big inspiration for me, as well as my son in my designing business. So I do customize shoes, clothing, and accessories. You can find me on Instagram at young_lion_co to see a lot of my work. I've also been featured in 2 magazines so far. Voyage Dallas as well as Canvas Rebel. So it's definitely been a blessing to be able to start my own business and be recognized for the work that I've done thus far.
And you know what? That's amazing that you're doing that. You're doing something that you want to do, and you're doing something to make a life for yourself. And that's the beautiful thing here, because we love showcasing men and women as yourself who doing extraordinary things. That your story can inspire, your story can impact somebody else, and then they can learn from it.
Yeah.
It's not having the excuses that hey, I'm going to succeed no matter what the cost. And we know that people through life, when things do happen, they give up they cave in, they just quit and throw in the towel, but you was determined to move forward. I know with the departure of your mother as well, but you kept that move going. And I know I mentioned your bio, your son, and I know your son keeps you going because it's all about generational wealth, right?
Right.
So
Most
you want to
definitely.
make this out of it. This is I know Desiree, she's going to ask you some questions too. Go ahead, Desiree.
Well, first I just wanted to go ahead and say, I'm, deeply sorry to hear about the loss of your mom. I know that's
Thank
got to be
you.
very hard. And, we all have to believe that she's, up there cheering you on and
Right.
congratulating on you for staying strong. And I know that's so difficult, to not feel defeated, especially whenever you have so many life stressors come at you. And as a boy mom myself, although mine are grown, now, I'll tell you what, there's nothing like a son to help keep you strong during those difficult times. So
Yes.
so I guess to kick it off, I'll just say, you already mentioned, of course, where we could find, your line at and stuff. Is there anything local like out there in stores or anything like that, or any little boutique stores that anybody could go and pick up merchandise right on hand?
So not as of right now. I don't have any of my custom designs in stores, but they can reach me on any of my social media websites, and I do deliver as well as do worldwide shipping. So they can definitely contact me if they are interested in purchasing anything from me, and I will make sure that they get it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that makes it so easy and convenient, especially for those of us that are working tight schedules that maybe can't get to that store on time to pick something up, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me, what has been your strongest, motivation during all this, like that's inspiring you to be creative in the way that you are?
Yeah, so definitely I have always been just a creative person in general. I've been an artist for as long as I can remember. I had my first solo performance when I was 5 years old. So I've been performing all of my life, and just part of being an artist to me is just having that inner creativity. So just my inner drive, my inner creative drive definitely inspired me to start my business. But it was really when my mom passed away and that I had a child of my own that I was driven to really start something and put my creative abilities to use to work. It's like I said, I've been an artist all of my life, but I did stop at some point in time. But losing my mom and having a child definitely drove me to start my creative path again.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about what all like things you're designing? Like example, do you have any examples near you or anything like that? Just, I don't mean to put you on the spot or anything. I was just asking, I'm curious. I'm nosy like that.
Yes, so actually I did just do a custom piece. If you'll just give me one moment, I can grab that for you. But just to let the people know, I do any customs. I customize clothing, shoes, and accessories. Something that I'm doing right now that's really been trendy is the custom Crocs. So if you are into Crocs, they're super duper comfortable. I can customize them any way you like. I definitely do offer that service. So if you just give me one moment, I can get this custom piece. It's not Crocs, but it is something really cool that I've been working on.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely wait for you. We're always excited to see what somebody's work looks like. So that's amazing. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let me see.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, we are live streaming right now, ladies and gentlemen. We on Twitter, we on Facebook, we on YouTube. So we want you to, wherever you may be at, wherever you may be present at, let us know in the comment section. Let us know where you are coming from. Leave some comments in the comment section. We love to hear from you as well. Also, and like I said, man, we're having a good time here tonight. We know the topic of the show is called the energy. So we know energy is great, right? Positive energy. The energy that flows, the energy that just, just keep you going, keep you wired up, and just want to make things happen. So, and also we got to give a big shout out to everybody too that's on the Spotify and the Apple and Google Podcasts. We are available on all social media platforms as well. We know they got the website up as well. So check out the website. Also, we're accepting donations as well. I did post a link on Facebook Live. So if you're watching the Facebook Live, go to our website to check out the merchandise we have. We got the online store And like I said, you better donate as well. Also, you check out the other media platform we got going on also. So, man, this is great things that we going by. I know, Daquan, you had some interesting things you had done today. Take us down the road on this journey you did on live today.
Oh yeah, so I try to, keep pushing everybody to
Yeah,
promote, because there's no help out there. And so a lot of businesses, they just need somebody to give them a little push, somebody to
right,
see them. And so I wanted to kind of showcase some, some businesses out there, just give a few words out there because me being out there, I get to see everything that's going on almost, all the likes, all the comments, who's sharing, who's doing what. And it's not enough help. You'll get a lot of followers per se, but nobody really interested in your business sometimes. And I think it's our duty that if we're gonna have ask people to follow us, befriend us, or whatever, we should be just constantly promoting them.
right.
So
And I
yeah,
love that, Daquan. And you're so right. So many times we sit there and we think it's all about the number of followers, but really, if they're not taking the material that we're providing, if they're not taking the resources or the suggestions for events and stuff, if they're not actually in putting that towards something that they're doing in life, then that number really doesn't mean anything to you. You want them to read those inspiring things on there that every one of us are sharing to try to motivate. And I mean, okay, let's be real. I'm not always posting inspiring shit. Okay. Like my stuff is kind of like, I could be a little bit of a hater sometimes. I'm human. Leave me alone. But you guys are always so good about promoting such great stuff. And, and I love the way you network with everybody. I mean, even, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to, some of the ones that were on from the Cut Up crew. We are having that golf event this weekend, and they offered to come and definitely take some photos and everything of the whole event for those Gold Star moms. And I would have never met those individuals had it not been for this podcast and for the networking that we're doing here, trying to just support everybody. So I think that's awesome. And Michelle Little says, good evening. Thank you, Michelle, for logging on. We definitely appreciate your support. But now I'm going to get back to our guest because I want to see what this customized piece is here. So let's see what you got for us. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
There you go. You good. You good.
I'm back in the game. Okay. So Desiree, I've been working on these custom jeans. It's taking me a few hours, but basically I call these gym jeans, and they're just these really cool blinged out pants. They are full of gems from top to bottom, and I'll be using these for my next photo shoot that I'll be in. So super cute gym jeans, giving 80s vibes, bringing it a little back. Yes.
I love it.
Thank you. And I'm working on a custom top to go with it. But yes, this is my latest creation that I've been working on.
Well, when those photos go viral, definitely let me see so that I can you'll have to tag me or something so I can definitely see how that finished product looks. I love that. I love how she was Chelsea, how she was so like nonchalant, just a couple hours. My ADD would be like, I've been working on this shit for weeks. Look at all this on here. She's like, a couple hours.
Yes, see, I have ADHD, and I think that it helps me. That's one of the reasons why I got into customizing Crocs, because it is so like time consuming and tedious that it helps me. I don't know what it is about it, but just setting these little diamonds, I don't know, it just really it helps my mind.
And I think your ADD probably also makes sure that you're placing that exactly where it all needs to be placed, because somebody who struggles with it myself, I'm like, like I'll get to cleaning something and I'll be like, wait a minute, is that corner not dusted all the way? And then I gotta get up and so I get it completely. And definitely I want to go ahead and say I saw a comment on there a minute ago that we have Frisco in the house tonight. So I didn't catch the name of who posted that. Furman, if you will pull that back up. Definitely thank you for watching us. Yep, there we go, Deborah. So thank you for being with us this evening. We appreciate it so much.
And also we got Miss Woods with us as well.
Oh, hi, Miss Woods.
Hey. Thank
Yes.
y'all for tuning in. Hey, Deborah and Michelle.
Okay, we got everybody coming in tonight. We appreciate
Yeah.
everybody.
And we definitely appreciate it when it's, stormy weather like this. And before we get too far into it too, I've been watching the Texas Storm Chasers live. There's some really bad storms going on, south of us. And I just want to say, prayers for all of those families that are getting that grapefruit size hail. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd just be like, no, I'm done. So, and then those tornadoes that are, all those that are in tornado warnings right now. So we just definitely want to keep them in our prayers that, there's not any severe damage or anybody injured from those storms this evening.
Absolutely.
And also, we got a comment. We got a question too. Just right in the comment section.
Okay, it says, do you make accessories?
Yes, I do make accessories right now. I've pretty much made like croc charms, necklaces, and charm bracelets. That's what I've done so far.
I mean, what if I wanted like a really cute, like blinged out bra or something? Can we get that going on? Like, can you do like one that's like all stones on a bra or something? That'd be cute. Right? Daquan, quit laughing at me. See,
it's so funny that you said that because remember I mentioned that I was making a top to go with those pants?
Yeah.
It is literally a bikini. I'm looking for it now so I can show you because I've already started on it, but I don't know where I put it. But yes, it's a bikini top, just a black plain bikini top. I got it from Walmart. They have these new tops that can be like turned 6 ways. So I'm actually blinging that out to match those pants. So yes, I can do that.
See, there's you're laughing at me, but look at, she's got it going on. And not that I would ever do a photo shoot of mine, but girl, kudos to you. So Miss Little says we are still it says we're still accepting ads. Okay. Why is that underneath Michelle? What is Michelle promoting for us? If she is, thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, she
awesome.
is.
All right, Michelle, I'm loving it. Thank you so much, guys. So it does say we are still accepting video ads played in the podcast. $18 for 30-second video ad and $25 for 60-second. Did I read that backwards? Nope, I read it right. Okay, a video ad accepting payment through PayPal. You guys go to our website and ads. Yeah, I'm sorry. The people are calling me. Like, I'm feeling important right now.
And awesome stuff. And a bling out bra. So Desiree, get you a bling out bra.
Listen, I will, but I'm gonna have to let that's gonna have to be between her and I what that product looks like. I'm gonna show you guys like take it elsewhere, but y'all are not about to see me out. No blinged out nothing.
Well, hey. But
no, Furman. Like we're not even discussing it.
Well,
she's definitely going to support and check out the bracelets.
Thank you.
And look, showing her so much love. And I'm gonna give a backstory on this too, how the interview all came about. When I reached out to her via social media, she gladly accepted, like, hey, let's do it this week. That's what I like about your energy. It's like you didn't put it off. You didn't procrastinate. You were like, hey, let's go and do it this Wednesday. And I respect you for that. And I give you your roses for that because some people like to procrastinate. But you didn't procrastinate at all. So big shout out to you as well for that also. And for those that want to know your name, I know it's unique. What is your name so people won't give you butchered so they can understand what your name is?
Yeah, so my name is Hey Isha. What's that? 3 syllables? Hey Isha, yeah. Hey Isha, Nicole, and I also that's what on my social media platforms they're all under that. So it'll be Hey Isha, HAYISHA, Nicole on all social media platforms. And then as far as my customs are concerned, my shoes, clothing, and accessories that can be found under young_lion_co.
And that's what's up. I know before you came back in, hey, Isha, I know the one we were talking about, he mentioned that it's support. And we know some people feeling they're not getting support. And I know sometimes it could be discouraging. And people ask me all the time, like, man, how you been doing? I've been doing podcasts before podcasts. I was doing this back in 2009. Mm-hmm. And I know how it is. But then people ask me all the time, like, how do you keep it going? Stay consistent. And the thing about it is, don't get moved by numbers, don't get moved by people. Because if you get moved by numbers, get moved by people, you're going to fall to the wayside, you're going to get discouraged, you're going to get upset. Mm-hmm. So I tell anybody, just keep pushing, keep grinding. And I know a lot of times it can be tiring too with promoting and marketing, and you getting this. We get, you know what? And then we get in our own way because we get tired. Like, oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and then when you do it tomorrow, you don't do it. You got to do it when you don't feel like it. That's what we do. Is
Right.
like the Bible said, the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. When we base stuff in our flesh, the flesh get tired, the flesh get hungry, and then we'll feed off into our flesh. So we have to take control of ourselves and get our own way and still keep staying consistent and cultivate your skills. And another thing
Absolutely.
also, what people have forgot is the streets. The street still work. A lot of time what happened, social media has made some people lazy. They don't want to get out there in the streets no more. They believe like, oh, I just pop up on Facebook and that's it. Nah, some people may not be on social media like that. So you have to really get out there in the streets. Like back in the day, when people had flyers, they had flyers, they would pass out flyers to these different places, these different businesses. Oh, CDs. If you was a music artist, you were slaying CDs from the trunk of your car.
Right.
It was all about being a foot soldier back in the day. But some people don't want to be foot soldiers no more. I just get on my computer and that's it. Now, sometimes you don't have to get out here in these streets. So, Haisha, how do you keep yourself rooted and grounded when it comes to the business world? I know a lot of people, they inspired to start businesses. Then some may get discouraged. But what keeps you going as an entrepreneur?
So what I try to do is a lot of networking. That definitely inspires me because I think as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're in a bubble, right? You're in this bubble and sometimes you feel like, it's only you. And so I felt that like networking, getting outside of my bubble, getting outside of myself, surrounding myself with like-minded individuals really helped me to keep going because it's just something, inspirational about seeing other people doing it too. Like then you feel like you're not alone, and when you're down and out or you're feeling discouraged, then you have people that you can lean on because sometimes your family, your friends, or even your spouse, they don't understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur. How much work you have to put in and really how much emotional toil it is on you as well because a lot of people say, oh, don't worry about the numbers, don't worry about this, don't worry about that, but in these days and times it's like that's what counts. And so it can be discouraging and sometimes you just need people to uplift you. So I definitely think that me networking has helped me along my journey has helped me to keep going by just like surrounding myself with like-minded individuals.
Yeah, we talk about that on here all the time, don't we, guys? About how, if you want to be positive, be around those that are positive. If you want to be a go-getter, be around those that are also ambitious. Being around somebody who's procrastinating is just going to slow you down in the long run, or that's negative. And I think that's one of the things that's so great. I think all the individuals that we've met on here are, people that every day I'm like inspired by something. I'm like, really? Like you, okay? I did in 2 hours. I'm like, we're not going to talk about it, okay?
Yeah.
So, it's little things that you pick up on these, shows and the people that we meet and then networking out in the community that you're just like, yes, I want to be able to be, I want to be able to be that great too. I want to be, not that, and it's a comparison thing. It's just that kind of helping keep everybody accountable, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. And I know you mentioned something earlier to my spouses and stuff like that. We talk about this stuff all the time on the show. And let me tell you with that one. When you meet someone, I believe in communication. We talk about this all the time. There's Rachel, you can vouch for that. We talk about communication. When you got something going on in your life, it's always good to let that person know up front, hey, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing. So with sometimes with people, they get so caught up in the outer appearance of an individual. Then when they get in the midst of this relationship,
they can't handle it.
Yeah. And then when you do talk about these, and I tell anybody, if you're single, whatever, I tell anybody, when you talk about these things, ask questions. When they ask questions, don't give me a quick answer. I want you to sit and think about what I said. So we don't want to waste each other's time. That's the most important thing. We don't want to waste each other's time, and we don't want to waste each other's energy. So that's very important. So you mentioned that earlier, and that's what some people get caught up. They get caught up. Well, my significant other don't support me, or that's why you have to talk about this stuff in the beginning. Or if it's in the midst of the relationship and you decide you want to do something, and I like what one I guess said the last time. He's married and he brought up something interesting. He said if his wife wanted to do something, he said, okay, dude, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna strategize how we gonna do it. Now that kind of stuff can work. But if you a person that's against somebody or they don't gonna work, you know, if that's too much, nah, that's not good. But I just believe, hey, talk about these things before you actually enter a relationship, or if y'all are in a relationship and you want to try to do different things, your significant other say, hey, you know what? Let's sit down, let's plan this, and get this thing strategized. That's my beliefs. So I just want to throw that out there.
We do definitely always talk about, you know, having that open communication, not
Yeah.
even just in your personal life, in your professional life. Don't say you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. You know,
Right.
whether that means, you know, being a guest on anybody's podcast or showing up to support one another. You know, if you know, we get it, things come up, right? Like that happens. But, you know, if you're going to make a commitment to somebody and they're counting on you, just make sure that you're communicating. Or the no show. Like, I am so much better if you call and say, hey, I don't even care if it's 5 minutes before and you say, listen, this has gone down, I can't make it. At least you had the decency to call me instead of me sitting there like, okay, are they going to log in? Okay, are they going to show up? You know, and it's just about communication. It's about being courteous to each other. And sadly, we have a lot of people that just don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. But you gotta do it.
I'll be
Go
right
ahead.
back. There's some weather issues. I'll be right back, guys. Hold, please.
Oh, go ahead. Like I said, we're just having a good time on here. And Hayes, I know you also do modeling too as well. How did you get started in modeling? Is something that you always wanted to be a model, or that just something you just walked into?
Yeah, so you know, growing up, I always wanted to be a model. You know, like when you're in grade school, they give you those papers and they say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I always put down model, right? So when I was in sixth grade, my mom she took me to. They had some type of model casting at I think it was the Anatole Hotel in Dallas, and it was beautiful. I remember going and I being so nervous because it was so many people there, and you know, it looked so professional. There were so many cameras and lights, and I did a catwalk, and the lady she told me that you know I was beautiful. She loved my features, but she said I was too short, and at the time, you know, I was young. I was in sixth grade. I was devastated by that, you know, because I just knew, you know, everyone always told me I was so pretty, blah, 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 this and that. So I just knew, you know, that I would get casted. And when she told me I was too short, I wasn't prepared for that, you know. And so I gave up on those dreams, but I still, you know, take a lot of pictures just in my life. I love to dress, I love fashion, and as a creative, as an artist, I always have you know, to me, dressed nicely and you know, cared about my image, my appearance, and taking pictures a lot. So I just post my pictures often, and a local designer saw some of my pictures on Instagram, and he was having a fashion show, and he asked me to walk in his fashion show, and that's basically how my modeling career started. I got scouted on Instagram.
Man, that's what's up right there.
Yes.
And I know you mentioned that the individual told you were short.
Yes, I
And I
am though.
know
I'm 5'2".
are you 5'2"? But you know what? I'm saying about y'all little people, man. They got to get a whole army for y'all little people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. They got to get a whole army for y'all little people. But you did not let that discourage you. But you kept on doing. You kept on pushing. Just because one individual said whatever, another individual stepped right in and really gave you the opportunity to do. And I know you are, you know, you create and stuff like that. And we know fashion is part of our culture. We know a lot of women
Definitely.
are into fashion. Was you like that in school? Was you designing your own clothes while you was in school, or how did that all come about?
Yes. So I've always, like I said, I've always been an artist. I've always been a creative. My grandmother on both my mother and my father's side are seamstresses. Excuse me, tongue twister there. So I've known how to sew. since an early age, and I've been making clothes for a long time. It's definitely something that runs in my family.
And that alone is something that just helps. It's like a almost kind of like a break from everything else that's going on, right? That's the way I see it. Having those little extra side things that you're making money off of, but at the same time it's kind of like an escape from everything else that's going on. And
Definitely.
so it's a double win-win on that, on that side of things there too. So what is the are you allowed, maybe you're not even allowed to disclose it, what's the upcoming role that you'll be casting in?
Yes. So I'm actually going to be an assistant. The movie that I'm in is going to be on Tubi as well as Amazon. It is going to be directed by Swerve Wave Productions. The director, her name is Yana. But I'm going to be the assistant. I haven't gotten my my scripts as of yet, so I don't know exactly the full extent of my role, but I do know that basically the main character, he is a record label executive, and I'll be his assistant. Yes, and I just booked that maybe a week or two ago, so it's really fresh. It's really new.
And that's exciting. And and I think hearing what you said about somebody saying, oh, you're too short, we hear so much negativity and people that are wanting to shatter other people's dreams, or just being salty, people that are not believing. And I think that it's great that you didn't let that experience that happened to you to discourage you from saying, I'm going to keep pursuing it, I'm going to try. And then also believing in, when somebody else believed in you that you would be a great role for something, that you didn't sit there and let what somebody else's negativity said to hinder you from like going ahead and pursuing that. So I think that's amazing. Daquan, do you have anything? Because I'll just keep talking.
Oh, I mean, I got a question, but me, it's a commercial time coming up. I always wait.
Well, go ahead and get the question. Then after your question, we'll jump right into the commercial break.
So, well, first, kudos to you for having businesses pre-COVID, because I know it was kind of different back then, and things might have been a bit harder. I just wanted to know, like, do you feel or see that people today, as far as COVID, is there more copying, or because I know being that you did it pre-COVID, you have a passion. A lot of people had passions pre-COVID, and when COVID hit, it's like, yes, you gotta, go into survival mode, but you want to do it with the right mind, the way you're supposed to. Or if you always loved it and maybe you didn't have a chance to do it now, but COVID opened up the door. But then there's those people that just, oh well, I see her doing that. Well, let me go ahead and try it here too. Do you see a lot of that happening?
Absolutely. And I don't want to knock anyone, because I feel like it takes a lot of guts, period, point blank, to start a business. Regardless of the reason that you're starting a business, it takes a lot of guts to do so. So I always give people their kudos for putting themselves out there, but I definitely can't say that it was harder, because before COVID, there weren't a lot of resources to start your own business. Like, I know now they have things like Amazon, and people can order supplies like this, have it at their door tomorrow. You start your business in a week, you up and going. I was grinding. Like, I was in my early 20s when I first started my business. My son was young. I really had to do a lot of research and like networking with older individuals who had already owned businesses to get myself started. For example, my grandmother is really the one who set up my business for me. Nowadays, you can go on YouTube, you can watch a video in 20 minutes, and you can learn how to set up an LLC. You can have your LLC set up by the end of the day. It took me months to do that. Go get my EIN, set my LLC up, get my website made. I made my website all on my own. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I did still have tools like YouTube, but pre-COVID, all the information wasn't as really available as it is now. So it definitely was tougher. But another thing that I can speak on is that because it was so tough, I did take a break from it. And I started to basically discover other avenues in my life that I was interested in, which basically led me into the modeling and doing music and different things like that. But one thing that COVID did do for me that I can say helped a lot of others is it pushed me back into my business, because so many more tools were readily available that I didn't have prior. So I used that just like everybody else did to start to restart my business and become better at it. So I definitely do think that COVID had an effect on the business market and kind of oversaturated a bit, and caused people who weren't, or I won't say weren't passionate, or didn't really have it in them beforehand to do so, are doing it now. But again, I don't want to knock anyone. I think that if you have enough guts to start a business, go for it.
And that's what's up. We're gonna finish this conversation. I want to talk about the belief in yourself. If I were to sit here and just having a conversation with myself in my mind, I really want to talk about the belief in yourself, betting on yourself. That's the next thing that'll come up on the podcast, because that's important, to bet on yourself and believe in yourself. So after this commercial, we're gonna jump right back in our conversation with Aisha, along with myself, Daquan, and Desiree.
With today's technological advances and fast-paced life, BMS is your trusted next-generation IT solutions provider that keeps you ahead of the competition. From humble beginnings, BMS Company is now one of the fastest-growing software engineering service providers, with international presence and golden reputation for excellence. The BMS Company is your one-stop global destination for web development, mobile application development, digital marketing, SEO, Facebook and Google advertising, social media management, business consulting, printing services, and many more. BMS is trusted to provide timely, cost-effective solutions. At BMS, we believe in providing guaranteed results, irrespective of a project's complexity. No stories, no excuses. And core to all of our operation is that we practice what we preach, and we deliver what we promise. We're proud of our dream team of solution-driven enthusiasts, comprising of industry experts in various fields, including blockchain, IoT, and AI. Our unique makeup and cooperate synergy enables BMS to add heart to technology while delivering our trademark exceptional results for our esteemed customers. Get free 3 months of hosting and 30 days SEO when you partner with us today. Call us now on 469-992-4567 or visit our website at thebmscompany.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back here on Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. We are hoping you having a great night. This course is me, Furman Jackson Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of Walking This Way, along with Daquan, along with Desiree as well. We're very excited that you're watching with us, hanging out with us, wherever you may be watching us at, whether you're watching us at home, your place of business, where you may be at the gym working out, whatever you may be watching us at. We thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. And I just want to talk about beliefs. That's something that really resonated with me. As Aisha was talking, I just really want to talk about that, the belief in yourself, because a lot of times, and we all been there before, where we never believe in ourselves. And you remember when Jay Philly last week, Desiree said something, how we always invest in other people, but we never invest in ourselves. And that resonated with me because of, you have to believe in yourself. And I know, hey, some people they believe in everything else. We see the celeb, we see the artists, we believe in them, but when it comes to ourselves, we overlook ourselves. And I know in 2020, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people lost jobs. Some people never recovered from it. Some people went out and started their own thing. But now it's like, get back to believing in ourselves. What step did you take to believe in yourself. Believe that, hey, you know what? I am going to make it. Not only that, but take control of your life. A lot of times we'll allow everything else and everybody else to control our life instead of us stepping in and being in control of our life. We hear all these good things. You the CEO of your life. You this, you that. But we can hear these words, but then it's the difference to apply these words to our lives, knowing that I am great, knowing that I am better, knowing that I will succeed, knowing that I am going to conquer. So what steps have you taken to believe in yourself, doing the things you're doing? Which is already showed, because when the individual said you were too short, that didn't stop you from not believing in yourself, because you know your worth. So
Right.
what steps did you take to keep believing in yourself, keep fighting that good fight of faith?
Well, one thing I think I definitely do a lot is I talk to God, especially when I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling, discouraged or anything like that. I definitely talk to God about what I'm going through, and I ask God for guidance all the time, because a lot of times people they try to rely on themselves, as if they created themselves, as if there wasn't something greater that put us here. And I feel like that's what faith is about. It's just about believing in a higher power and believing in yourself through that higher power. So when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling discouraged, I definitely go to God. That's one of my biggest steps that I follow is talking to God, and just always going back to that as my base. And then another step will definitely be my tribe. You know what I'm saying? I spoke on that earlier, just about building a community through networking, and how important that is to an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? To artists, just I feel like just people who are in any type of limelight, who are putting themselves out there. It's important to have that community of support around you. So, I'm going to God. I'm going to my tribe, and then another step I would take is just I really try to uplift myself with affirmations. I know that's kind of cliche, but a lot of times people, they don't realize how negatively they speak to themselves, especially as an entrepreneur, because I feel like you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, and you're like, oh, you ain't, you're not doing this, you're not posting enough, you're not getting enough likes, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not getting this, you're not getting that. But we all have to remember that the way that we talk to ourselves is of the utmost importance, because if you're not going to talk to yourself right, you're not going to love yourself, treat yourself right, then how do you expect other people to treat you? So those positive affirmations definitely have helped me as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
agree. I agree. Yeah, I was going to say I agree with you on everything that you just said. And Michelle put in the comments, when someone tells me that I can't and never will, it makes me push myself even more. And
Yes,
Michelle,
Michelle.
I completely agree with you, Michelle. And I've said this on the show before that, I'm so damn stubborn that when you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to show you that I can.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's what it's sometimes the motivation I kind of need, when somebody's doubting me, because then I want to prove not just to them, but to myself, because I don't want anybody having, a doubt in something that I know I'm capable of doing. But I
Right.
think that, absolutely God first on everything, and I do a very long commute for my job. And people ask, like, gosh, what do you do that whole time? And I'm like, I'm speaking to God that whole way. I'm asking
Yeah.
him to give me the strength that I
The
need.
guidance, Lord.
Yes. And so I'm like, I need that. I need that time with him. And sometimes, that's whenever I'm the least busy that I can, have him with me on the day for the journey. But the positive affirmations, that's not silly by any means. I will put a sticky note on the, on the mirror. If I know that night before I'm dreading for whatever's going on the next day, I'll put that sticky note that says, damn it, you could do it. Like motivating myself, like, girl, like, don't, like, get up, get it together, get out the door and shine. But that is so, beneficial and needed for everybody, because most of the time, when somebody's sitting there, even yourself, you can sit there and point out flaws about yourself that might literally be there, right? But nobody else is seeing them until you are being the critic of yourself. We're so quick to be like, oh my gosh, my hair's a mess. Oh, oh my gosh, I got flyweight. And people are like, well, hell, I never even noticed that until you just said something. Right. Or you're like, how many times, as awful as this one is to use, how many times do you say, oh my gosh, look at this, I got a pimple right here? Nobody would have ever even seen that your face was broke out until you sat there and pointed out. So when you're sitting there telling yourself these negative things, that is what's going to start to be seen by everybody else. Nobody else is going to know. They're focused on the other things until you start saying stuff. Unless you've got salty people, then of course we know they're always going to be looking for flaws, right?
Right.
But
we're not worried about them.
That's because we're not surrounding ourselves with them. Okay.
Right.
Look at Dwan can laugh at me, but he knows we're not surrounding ourselves around those kind of people. And you just can't, because like you said, your tribe is important. You need to be around people that are supportive of you when you're doing successfully, but also most importantly, when you're having the bad times, when you're down on your luck, when you're struggling in your, in your business. That's when your tribe really means a lot to you. That's when you need those people to still, push you and say, don't give up, or you're doing amazing, or don't be so hard on yourself. Because guess what? When you're in a business, it's not always going to be money flowing in like it's going out of style, or it's not always going to be that, people are going to show up to an event that you decide to host, right? Like you're going to have some times where you're going to think, gosh, all these people came, this is phenomenal. And then you're going to have times where you're going to be like, where the hell is everybody? That's just the way that it is. But you can't let that discourage you from continually doing what you're passionate about.
Right.
Yeah, because you gotta keep going. Because the more every day that God wake us up, it's another day that we on this journey. It's another day we on this mission that we on, and the assignment that we on. That we gotta keep going. We gotta keep pushing. Yeah, it's easy to give up, but if you give up, you are already lost. Yeah, as well. And we know a lot of times people deal with fear. You hear people say I hear people say they want to be in business, but they're an introvert, which I never understand. Why you be an introvert and you in business? You got to deal with the public. It's just stuff that we say that is, if you go back and listen to what we say, sometimes we need to keep our mouth closed. They say if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Sometimes if you go listen to some folks, they need to stop saying some stuff that it don't make sense. But never, then also we judge ourselves. We feel like, well, I'm not good enough. They won't accept me. But we are already judging ourselves. And people may not even be thinking like that. But we judge our own selves.
We do all the time.
Yeah, and everything starts as a thought. And before it does, it manifests itself. Because we thought that negative thought, now we seeing it come to pass. So you have to believe in yourself. And I'm like this. If one person show up, if one person buys something from you, hey, that one individual is going to tell someone else. And that's why I got to get Cody. We got to get Cody back on here, because he's big on breaking down the difference between marketing and branding. And we got to go and get him back on that, because we want to educate people as well. And I'm going to ask you this. Hey, what kind of are you? Business people love reading books. I love reading books. That's one of my passions, to read. So as a businesswoman yourself, are you reading the books? And if you are, what are you currently reading right now?
So right now, I'm not reading any books. I've been swamped with events and just, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast, but I'm also in barber school, you guys. I know I do 5 million things. So I'm super duper busy right now. So it's not my reading season. However, when everyone goes through seasons in their life. And so when my seasons do slow down, which is usually during the winter time, I do pick up a book. One of the books, though, that I do love to recommend for people is The Secret. I'm obsessed with that book. I've read it. I've listened to the audio book, all that good stuff. I think that everyone, just in general, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, you should definitely read The Secret. That book is amazing.
And let me ask you this. What about health? I know when you're in the business where it's all about eating healthy, taking care of yourself, exercise, and do you incorporate that too in your, I won't say busy, but in your productive scale, you're being productive. So
I
you
love that.
acquire that.
I'm gonna start saying that. But yes, absolutely. Especially now that a lot of my opportunities come from my physical features, I have to keep my health intact. Just recently, and I was really devastated by it, I lost out on the opportunity because I was sick. And that goes back to people don't understand how important it is, again, just as an entrepreneur, to take care of your health. Because unlike a 9 to 5, you're not getting medical insurance or whatever the case may be. So it's really up to you to take care of yourself. And also, as a barber, I'm in barber school right now. I'm on my feet 8 hours a day. So I have to keep my health in mind. And I'm also getting older. It's my last year in my 20s. So I'm 30s knocking on the door, and I'm feeling it. So I've definitely had to start working out more. I do try to work out at least 2 to 3 times a week, as well as focusing on my diet. And then I do also take supplements. I recently started I'm a TikTok girly. I love TikTok. I'm obsessed with it. And one of the things that I watch on TikTok a lot is about health and wellness. And so magnesium is one of the newest, I guess, trends that the girlies are talking about. But it has helped me tremendously as far as like energy is concerned. I've just recently started taking magnesium pills, and they've definitely helped with my energy. So
and magnesium is important too for when you have headaches and migraines. As myself, I have migraines really bad, and magnesium is what my neurologist also told me, like, you need to be taking this for your migraines and your headaches. But I want to read this just really quick too. Is Deborah put in the comments, I had to let negative people out to succeed on. And you know what, Deborah, you're so right. And it's so weird. I think that I try to keep my circle. This is kind of a weird thing. I keep my circle big as far as like networking, right? But as far as like my personal circle, that circle stays pretty small. Okay. And that's because, you do have to, and it's not because I think I'm better than anybody else, or I'm, it's not because I dislike these individuals, but if there's somebody that is, holding you back, you've got to say, if this isn't benefiting me, then I can't entertain it anymore. Right. And so I definitely find myself to say, like, we're cool, but that circle's kind of gotten a little smaller now that I'm going to have to get you out of there. So I agree with you, Deborah. You definitely got to let them go. But I was just going to say on Furman's little comment too about this reading. Obviously, Furman, you don't have ADD. Do you know how hard it is to read when you're ADD? You read
the audio book.
You read something, right? And then you're like, if you close that book, or if the dog happens, like, because my dog, she's up on the bed right now. If the dog comes around and then I stop, it's like I go back and I'm like, what the hell did I just read? And then I got to start all over. So reading is not my forte. And I have tried, like, to do like different podcasts while I'm driving in. I definitely like listening to motivational things, while I'm driving in. I feel like it just helps me start that day to feel like it's going to be a great one. And so, but reading, no, Furman, obviously, don't ever ask me if I'm reading a book.
Oh, I love reading. What I do is the book that I read, I highlight a lot of stuff and I go over it and I meditate on it. And what I do, I write down notes on the side. That's what I do. So that's how I do it. So I love reading books. I love reading books on life, action, stuff like that. James Bond, I try to take that and I incorporate it in my own life. That's what I do. It's like you take that into your mental blacksmith and you custom it just for you and you put it in your arsenal. So that's why I read a lot too. So
I don't know if you were on earlier, Haisha, whenever he said that, he was excited about this movie that's coming out. I'm just thinking like, how in the hell do you even have time to read a book or to go watch a movie? I don't even know what that even means. And if he frames out anything on this, it's always, guys, I just have to say, I promise you, I'm very expressional with my face, but I've noticed that everything that you're clipping and you put on social media, I'm like,
Because you know why?
Okay, because that's my face. I do all the time. And so he's always got the little clips that my face looks crazy. I'm sorry, people. I just want to say that. I'm very expressional in my face. I mean, everything. So, but I would love to be able to, but like I'm busy, between, my full-time job with the city of Dallas. Quit laughing at me, because if you're doing something right now, if you're free, if you're recording something, we're fighting after the show.
It's being recorded anyway. We are being recorded right now.
The little pieces that are going to be me like going.
The way it's being recorded, but go ahead and finish.
So,
but
with the city, I work full time with the city of Dallas, but then also, with being a board member of 100 Men Enterprise, as well as New Life Opportunities, and then Heroes Rise Alliance, and then a few other podcasts, and then also with administrative director for marriage management. I'm thinking, like, who has time? Who has time to pick up a book to read? I might be able to get a page out, and then I promise you that ADD is like, what is the chapter? What is the name of the book? Like what? Like. I mean, the books I read, I have on both nightstands. I do have devotionals, and I have the Bible on there. And, well, I kind of maybe forgot where I put it, but I did have I did have a motivational book up here somewhere that I would try to read out of. But for me, I think I get that stuff out of, like, my music. When he's talking about he reads something, he meditates on it, I'm like a music girl. Like, send me those vibes. That's what I use for my motivation, a movie. I can't even tell you the last time I stepped in a movie theater.
I'm gonna go see.
I love the movies though.
I do too. But where do you have time?
Yeah, you gotta. I make time because I'm Furman. That's why Furman makes time.
Daquan, I was about to say that. I make time.
Daquan, I need you to step in.
I made time. Like I said, I went to go see John Wick 4. That's a great movie. You can learn from John Wick 4. I'm waiting on the Equalizer 3 come out. The trailer is badass. I'm going to see that in September. Movies is good. You can learn a lot from movies. And like I said, I just turned 41 this past Sunday. Still a young man. But as always, I mean, you talking about 30. You be 30 soon. That's still young. Don't say nothing about age, because Desiree, she feels some type of way when some age comes. So I probably she ain't say anything.
I'm ready for the month of April to be over, so we don't have to talk about age or birthdays anymore. Because I think he does that just to remind me that I'm old.
He's not old.
Yeah, I'm 30. I'll be 36 this summer.
Daquan, we've been good. You know why we've been so tight? Because you've never said your age that I know of, and then now you want to throw that out there just to remind me that I am the oldest on the podcast.
No, I'm just saying, like,
the hate is coming on so strong tonight. I don't even know. Like,
AJ number.
Look at me.
You know what it is? It's really mindset, because you got 50-year-olds that act like 5-year-olds. It's mindset. It really is a mindset. Age is nothing but it's mindset.
I mean, I like to be able to say, like, whenever I'm like feeling tired, or if my body's aching, I'm like, oh, it's my age. But then on the other side, whenever somebody's like, well, do you feel like you can do this? I'm like, I might be 44, about to be 44, but I can still do that. Like, I got this. I can go.
It is.
I'm not gonna break. Like, I'm not that delicate.
No,
okay?
You're not gonna break it. You're not gonna break it all.
You can't break this, Daquan.
You're not gonna break it all.
Daquan, I'm now removing you as my emergency contact, since you laughing at me when I say I might break. Okay, look at.
Nah, Desiree, you ain't gonna break it all.
Because I was firm to tell you, I was a super that introvert statement. I was one of those. And honestly, it wasn't for Furman and Desiree make this a whole lot awesome, because I get to laugh a lot more. But I was one of those, and I had to actually get out, network, do all of this sharing and supporting, to the point where right now, probably more than any time in my life, I get people wanting to call. I got a lot of people's numbers, and we got a few people I chop it up with every day that I didn't know till this year. So yeah, you really do gotta back your own self up. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you, I'll tell you that. And I just feel like if you do it yourself, people are gonna respect you. They may not back you the way you want to immediately, if they see your consistency, you really trying to make something, you'll get some support.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And and here's my thing is, it's not always about using your voice, right? It's not always like, you know what? There's going to be some people that are not good with public speaking. So I'm not going to sit here and say everybody should get out there and use their voice. God gave us all different talents. Some of those people, that talent is just to listen. But I think it's amazing. Like, even, Daquan, you and I had a brief, messaging session about this, how he said, he was once that person who stayed, a little bit more quiet. You know what? Daquan uses his voice in a way that you can't even hear it. He does that by the fact that he is constantly reposting and sharing and helping support people. And so even for that, like, where some people may not realize, that is you using your voice, and you don't even realize it, but you even just doing that and being so supportive of everybody else. Like I say it every show, kudos.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. They keep telling me my voice ought to be in some kind of radio or movie. I'm working on it. Trying to figure that out.
Well, keep pressing, my brother. Keep pressing. Like I said, I know you mentioned Aisha, all the stuff you got going on. Let me ask you this question too: do guys find you intimidating? I just want to ask that question. No, because I say that because some guys are intimidated by the woman who got herself together. That's what I want to say. So do guys find you intimidating, or do they come? Because you see this stupid junk on social media a lot, right? Where you see a lot of males complaining about a woman. They talk about this independent woman crowd and modern day woman crowd, which is very stupid to me anyway. But getting back to my question, do guys find you intimidating?
I've been told that multiple times.
Why?
And and that's what I was just about to say. I really don't understand it. I don't feel like I'm intimidating. But I've definitely experienced that a lot in my life. And I just think that it takes a special kind of person to be with someone with an entrepreneurial spirit, just because we are very we're just very bright lights. We're very independent. We're very
goal driven.
Yes, and it's like most of the times we need people, but we won't express that need for people. So we'll a lot of times just end up doing things ourselves, and I think that that could be seen as intimidating. That for a man. Seeing that or thinking that, oh, she doesn't need me, because I feel like that's what now people think that relationship should be. A woman should need the man, and if the woman doesn't need the man, then it's like, okay, then what am I here for? So I think that's maybe where the intimidation may come from. But I definitely have experienced it more than a few times.
She said she says it so nicely. I love Furman. I'm gonna let you put in your 2 cents, but then I'm gonna put in mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. What it is, first of all, you're a responsible woman, right? You're a very responsible woman. That's a good thing. What's wrong with being responsible? I don't understand that. A guy should want a woman that's responsible. That means she know how. So if something happens, she know how to hold it down. Nothing wrong with that. You a mother. You good. That means you're a mother. You take care of your son. That's a good thing, because if you have a child with, okay, I know that, but child be taken care of. It's the different quality that some guys forget about, and really why they feel intimidated, because they don't believe in themselves. They don't have nothing going for themselves. They don't want nothing for themselves. They want something to be dumb and stupid, which I don't agree with that. But you keep doing your thing, because any man will be glad to have that access to their life. So you know what? That's a good thing. And what it does, you don't have to deal with all that stress. You know what I'm saying? So no stress, no drama, no argument, no division. Just make stuff happen. And at the end of the day, we all win at the end of the day. So that's why I just want to say on that one. But
I'm going to say something. But I'm going to say something.
Come on,
I'm going to say a lot. Let's start with this one. First of all, I think a lot of it is that men, there is that insecurity. There's something there's an insecurity with them on something, because part of it feels like if you are being too successful, then it's bringing too much attention from other men who will see that great asset about you, right? So then there's that insecurity thing that they have of another dude, you catching another guy's eye. There's also that thing of the intimidation on the side of the guys that they think that it is that they're not needed. And here's the deal: is instead of them having that mentality of how can you be supportive that we grow together, it's not. It's more of a, what if she outshines me, or what if she doesn't need me for my money, or what if she feels like she can do it on her own and now she doesn't need a man to do. A relationship should not be about, if I need you financially or not. Honey, I'm proud to say I financially support my damn self.
Right.
However, I will be happy.
Well, you're responsible. That's good.
I will be happy to put my Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle up in the comments if anybody needs to just donate. I am not too good for donations, though. Okay, but here's the other thing to it is that it's the same way. Like, you're not looking like you're not looking for. I don't think the men are saying, like, even Furman said, like, they're not seeing that you being a good mom or you being a hard worker, somebody who can be supporting of themselves. What if he lost his damn job? What if he was in a car wreck and was injured? What if he got fired from his job? Like how everything went to shit when COVID hit, right? Wouldn't it be nicer to know that you have a woman who can help make sure that we can stay afloat? But they're not thinking of that. But the flip side, because I'm going to play devil's advocate, it's the same damn thing. Hush, Daquan. It's the same damn. Look at Daquan said, me too. Look at, he knows. The same damn thing is when it comes to women, okay? We like that bad boy. We like that, like we think that, I'll just say on my side, okay? I don't want to speak for nobody else. We look at that guy who's, a little bit of the more built guy. Maybe it's the tatted up self, the beard that gets you, a little bit, the butterflies or whatever. We look for that guy who we think is like, whoa, he could handle some stuff. Instead of like, who is financially stable, who is got goals going on in his life. Those are not the guys that especially when we're younger women, we don't appreciate that. We don't see that kind of stuff. We're looking for that little rebel guy instead. And so then we always end up screwing ourselves over, right? So I don't want to sit here and just hate on the men and say that they don't see the value of having a woman who's got her shit together. Women are just as guilty of doing that, and so, but then we want to later on act surprised when all of a sudden, guess what? We're actually the breadwinner of the household when the red flag was actually there.
Right.
But you know what, Desiree, that stuff I already said, because there is some jacked up individuals out here in this world on both ends. You got some guys who give it a trifling woman. She ain't trying to work. She don't want to work. She don't want to do anything. But they'll take them, wife them up, and they get her pregnant. That's over with. So know your worth. Know your value. That's why you have to talk about this stuff when you go out when you go out dating. Sit down, have a conversation. Talk about a lot of stuff. If y'all enter into a relationship, start talking about, okay, that's okay. If we got messed up credit, let's get together. Let's fix this credit up. This kind of stuff is important. That's for mature adults. Because immature people don't want to talk about that kind of stuff.
I want to hear Daquan. I unhush you now. I unhush you, Daquan. I want to hear this.
But talk about this,
y'all, of course, the ladies. So a man that got himself together, he don't need nothing, and he got a standard. I don't want you doing this, and things that just keep order. Does that intimidate y'all at all? Like, or would that make y'all go, nah, let me just go get the guy that ain't asking for nothing, and I could, I already got everything needed, so it's easy to cut him off. But yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Did you just ask, like, if a guy says he doesn't need anything, like I can take care of it all, does that turn us off?
Like his standard or a rule that may come along, because as the scriptures say, we supposed to have, the men's supposed to have a home. And if that's your home, you got the right to set the standard of who walk in. So you can say what you like or don't like based on that if they want to be with you. And I've seen where that be the turnoff to women, but they'll get the guy that's.
I want to go back to the communication thing. First of all, I think this is where we need to start communicating before we're getting into these relationships. Before you're hopping in bed with somebody, before you're getting knocked up, like communicate. Be equally yoked, right? You can't have somebody who a woman is saying, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to do this shit on my own, and I don't need your support, because guess what? At the end of the day, men do need to feel needed, right? Like they want to feel needed. They want to feel desired. Let's not act like they don't have feelings too, okay? But I think that's where you have to know, like, are we going to be goal driven together? Or am I going to be carrying the weight? Are you going to be carrying the weight? We're not communicating that stuff when we're just jumping into these relationships. And that's where it turns south. Does it turn me off, or does it make me kind of not interested if a guy is saying this. Now, I will tell you, like Furman, I took 2 seconds and then paused, reread your post the other day about let me make sure I quote this correctly before you start hating on me for this. When it said, if a man, what does it say? Did it say when a man is being a lead, something leader, the woman?
Oh, he don't. If he don't lead him, if he can't lead himself, he can't lead her. That's why I want to say.
It said something about submission. Let's be honest. I read that.
No. One, they would say about submission.
I don't remember that.
Submission ain't no bad word. Jill Scott said, if you can't tell her what to do, you can't tell her what to do. If you can't lead her, she's not gonna follow. Thing about it, a woman wants security. She wants safety. If she don't feel safe around that man, she's not gonna stay around long.
I know, but why do we have to follow? Why can't we? This is about to be a whole nother show. I'm so sorry.
And first of all,
it's okay.
If we are taken away from you.
It's okay.
And first of all, following the lead is not a bad thing. Because somebody asked a question about that. Do they feel like they lose value? You don't lose value.
It's not about losing value, but again, I go back to what I was saying a minute ago. We're about to have a whole debate going on here. Why can we not?
It's not a debate.
Why can we not go into this like side by side and conquer the world together?
Why
do you need to be behind me? Not if I'm behind you. Like, you know,
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because the role is by being to help me. The woman is to help me. If she don't have anything if she don't have anything to help with Desiree, she's not gonna stay around long. Some guys don't understand that. A woman wants something to work with. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say this before, and this really spoke to me. When a man asks a woman to marry him, he said a woman just asks, where we going? What's your vision? I want to see it on paper. In other words, I'm not going to be with you and waste my time. If I'm marrying you, that means we're going somewhere, we making something happen. That's the mature thing about it.
I think that we just need more teamwork. And I am not one of these ones that is like big on this whole, like, I'm not, and I know as a social worker, like, even when I was getting my master's in social work, they were all about this whole being a feminist, like, guys, I'm not trying to say, like, I want equal rights to everything. Please, we talked about this before. I'm not trying to do your damn job, okay? I have my own job. But, it's just, I think that we sometimes, like, get into situations to where, men do feel like that we should be obedient to them. It's not about, and it's the way that it's directed. It's the way that it's said. It's what's expected from it that is a turnoff. Like, can you agree with me, Aisha?
You want to know a little secret?
Hold on, Furman. I want to hear. I want to hear another woman say yes that I am not crazy on this thought process.
But I'm gonna go ahead.
You're not crazy.
Y'all listening?
No, I definitely agree with you, and I think that like just communicating about it will be so much easier, but for some reason it's just so hard.
But you know what little secret?
To communicate that.
But you know what little secret is? Let me give you a little secret.
Oh, here we go.
At the end of the day, you still got free will, because one thing about me, I never have control over you. That's the thing about it. I still want you to be yourself. That's just me. Don't give it a guy. No, because the first of all, I'm not gonna hate. I'm talking about Furman. I can't worry about dude. Don't worry. I'm talking about Furman. For one, I'm not handcuffing you. I still want you to do your thing, because it's not free. Because you still got free will. I'm not cuffing you.
That's
I don't.
Like,
So that just
no.
Furman.
I was going to say something. I was going to say something completely inappropriate, and I was going to say, like, some of us like the handcuffing side of things, but just
I'm not.
I was taking that shit a whole nother direction, Furman.
If I'm handcuffing, that's another topic.
you
but
said it, Furman.
yeah, handcuffing is good. Because I'm not. When I say handcuff you, I'm not finna blow your phone up. I'm not finna, what you doing? Who you talking to? No, I'm not finna do all that stuff, because if I'm the man and I'm the guy, I'm not worrying about what you're doing, because I know if I'm handling my business, you coming home anyway.
There's a healthy side to that too. Like, I will say this, and I know this is not for every woman. Like, sometimes we do want you to be worried. We do want you to, like, there's a difference between being a crazy jealous person and that healthy jealous side, right? Like, right. I would love, like, for my dude to want to, like, hey, are you okay? Or, hey, did you make it there safely?
That's different.
Right. Or, even that sense of, we talked about this before, if you're out in public and some other dude is trying to hit on me, like, instead of you being, like, so insecure to then start to say, are you screwing around with that other guy because he's, like, flirting with you? That's an unhealthy one. But now what, if you're sitting there thinking, That's all right. That's my girl. Y'all go ahead and hit on her ass, but you know who she's coming home with tonight, right? Like there's a
That's my
difference.
mentality. That's
There
my
is a-
mentality.
There's a difference in that, but look at Dewan knows when he's like, I'm just gonna wait until the next subject. Okay, he's still stuck on the handcuff stuff. He's still trying to process that conversation. But it is, and we do want a man who you know what, women do want a man who is going to be a leader of the home, right? We do want to know that we have stability. We do want to know that we feel protected. We want to know that when you know, push comes to shove, like you've got my back. Like one of the things that I try to always value in my relationships are, even if I know my partner is in the damn wrong, I'm not going to call him out on that shit in front of everybody else. Like I don't care if it's, you know, somebody else arguing and I know clearly that other person is in the right and my guy's in the wrong. I'm not going to sit there and say anything, but now behind closed doors, we're going to have a talk about it, right? I'm going to be like, you know, that was out of line. Okay. Because at that time I'm going to be supportive to my partner. I'm going to make sure he knows I have his back no matter what. But we're going to discuss that shit when it's just you and I. But then again, I mean, I sit here and say that, but obviously, I mean, good thing we don't have like on here where it says underneath our name our relationship status, right? Because obviously it's not really working for me. So, but it's, you know, but that is where some of that intimidation comes from though, Furman, is whenever we know that we can financially do it ourselves, but a lot of us that are financially doing it ourselves and being independent and being goal oriented and, you know, putting in these extra long hours to make sure that those bills are getting paid and that our children are being taken care of, the men find that as a turnoff because of the fact that they know that it's not, they will never have control over us if we don't need them financially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
like that's the truth.
Yeah, that's the insecurity, because they're insecure in themselves. And you get with someone, if God get with a woman, it's for legacy, because for their bloodline, because the children wise, it's going to stay like that. But the thing about I was saying is, you still have free will. That's just me. I'm not when I say handcuff you, I'm not finna lock you up and follow you every move and all this other stuff. It's like, for example, if you go out somewhere, you know, I'm gonna tell you, have a good time. Just let me know you come back, whatever, and that's it. That's just me. Because one, I don't argue. I don't like arguing. I love my peace. No arguing. None of that fight. I don't go condone that either. Some people like that kind of stuff.
I'm about to take it to another level too. Sometimes you got to have those little arguments because that makeup sex is the best sex. Okay. So listen, you got to have a little bit of argument sometime there, Furman.
You have the argument because if the romance, the kinkiness, the romance going to be at the end of the way. Just like if you feeling sick, your man should better want to doctor you, take care of you, run your bath water, bathe you, especially bathe a back, and he ain't really got to make it about sex.
I think I think he must be reading some romance novels or something, because I know damn well.
I'm just learning.
Damn well that he ain't talking about the men out there that we are you know,
they ain't doing it.
That we're in entanglements with. Okay, no,
they ain't doing it. They ain't doing it because what I'm telling you, because I'm not married, I'm not dating anyone. But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna do all that stuff. Run a bath water, bathe her, just make her feel like a woman, like she's supposed to. Ain't no never make it about sex. Never make it about sex, because all the madness gonna come. Never
Nicole,
make it
what were you about to say?
So by default, a man he has to die first. He got to die first for the family. We know that, can't get around it. So if that's the case, no coming back. If I go, you get to live free all you want, do what you want. Are you saying I can't tell you to do nothing? Like if I want something done like that, even though you may feel it's free, but I say, you know what, hey, I just don't want you doing that. I just don't want you doing that.
It's about communication. It's about communication.
I'm just making
sure, how you say it to us.
You know,
no, come on.
By default, it's like man got to go hunt, woman is the nurturer, right? So we can't change those natures. So I just like, you know, it has to be a pecking order. There's pecking order and down to the roaches. So I'm just saying, like, you know, can a man just demand something as he should for his role?
No, you don't need to demand anything.
Hey.
You're not going to demand shit.
No,
there's a way of communicating that with me.
Right,
Talk
okay.
to me.
No, I'm saying
I'll back it up. The man you would want. or the
Don't say
right
it's the-
type of the one that y'all explain on the paperwork. You say that one. Can he get that from you?
Let me say that to
I
Corn. Let me
think
say that.
it's-
Go ahead.
I just think it's the wording because you're
Yes.
like
how do
demanding. Like what? I think.
Say, can he request?
Yes, if we.
Well,
can we-
request, because
can
I'm like,
talk
we
about
hear this
it?
from employers all day telling us
Can
what to
we-
do. And I'm like, sometimes an employer gets more respect than a husband because of
Oh,
their
wait,
their
hold up,
paying-
Daquan. Let me
paying
say that.
them.
Let
I'm
me
like,
say that,
you
Daquan.
know,
In the beginning, that dude in the beginning, he did that in the beginning because in the beginning, if he was the man and believe what he believe in, see what some guys do, they would I almost say the word come out. They'll get with someone just to say they have somebody. They get with this individual. Oh, she look good. She look nice. But if something she don't want to do, which is a God-given right, some guys will being and break, knowing deep down inside that's something they don't want. Like prime example, I was watching this show. This lady, it was one of these shows on YouTube. The guy likes to cook. The girl said, I do not want to cook, and I'm not gonna cook. And the guy said, well, you ain't gotta worry about that. I take care of that. I like to cook. You know what that girl said? She said, you know what? You didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. You didn't tell me what I wanted. You told me what I wanted to hear. You didn't tell me what I needed. In other words, she was basically telling him, if you want a woman that's cooked, that's what you want. I'm not that woman to do it. Instead of him taking it and say, you know what? Hey, I appreciate you. Nice knowing you. Move on. Some people put themselves in these positions knowing deep down inside they're not happy with it.
I think
Instead-
that men are asking what when they say what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Like you guys, and I'm not saying you guys in particular, okay? So don't get offended, Furman.
No, I'm not offended because I'm going to say
but
something too.
men will be like, you're not going out with your girls. No, you're not going to go to this place. You're not going out for this.
Go out.
You're not going to Vegas with your girls for this. Like guys can say this stuff just right, but I damn well promise you that if we looked at our dude and we were like, no, you're not going with your boys to Vegas, they would first and foremost be like, the hell if I'm not. Like, and to me though, it's not about saying no, you're not going to do this. This is again where you act like an adult. You're in a relationship, it's partnership, right? If I had untrusting reasons for you not to go, maybe it's the crowd you're going with or something. Like that's where you communicate with your spouse and you're like, or your partner, and you're like, listen, I would prefer you not to go because it makes me feel uncomfortable about this. But we're not stopping to use those kind of words. We're not communicating to our partners in a respectful way. Instead, it is, you're not going to do that. No, you're not going to stay out to one with the girls tonight. Instead of saying, like, I would prefer that you were home at a decent hour, to be honest with you. I know what a lush she is. I know what a hoe she is. I don't care whatever your excuse is, right? Of why you're feeling some certain way. Or maybe it's because, you know what, you're saying, I'm okay with you going out with your girls, but I want you home at this hour because I would prefer you to be home safe and in bed next to me. Communicate that shit with us. Stop demanding stuff from us because I promise you, if we talk to you guys in that way, you would check out. You would be gone, period.
Yes.
Well, I'm saying, I know he said something about the demanding part. No, let me say that you really ain't got to demand anything, Daquan. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, she always going to look out for you. Prime example, she may be at the store. She goes, hey, babe, I picked up something. Or, for example, she may be out shopping and she just call you up and say, hey, babe, I see this outfit I think you look great in. And she'll FaceTime you and show you what it is. She always going to look out for you. Long you doing what you're supposed to do, she always going to have your back. So you ain't got to demand anything because she always going to hold it down.
I try to live by that. I try to live by that rule of if I would be uncomfortable if he was doing it, then should I do it? Like, does that make sense? So if I think that if I would be like, oh, I think I'm going to go out on this, I'm going to go to Miami for this. And I know that there's some shady shit. Like if I legit know there's some shady shit going to go on, right? How would I feel if he was to have done that to me? And if I felt some kind of way about it, then I know damn well, then there's no reason for me to do it. And I just try to always remember that in my relationship. And so, but obviously, like, again, single status right there. So, I mean, obviously things aren't working, right? Maybe I need a man who's demanding. I don't know.
No, a man that demand, that's somebody's insecure. You ain't got to demand nothing. It's like, let's say this. If you're working and I'm off I should have you something ready. I should have you a good hot meal ready. The house should be clean. That's working together, and vice versa. What's a house without a home? Because I don't want to come home to no World War III. That's
Daquan,
just me.
Daquan, you look like you're ready to say something.
Oh, no, I was
Daquan looks
gonna
like he's
say,
ready to come
so
through.
the context of demand change according to our employers or whoever else could demand. Because I'm just being honest, this is just stuff I see. I've watched the dirtiest dude demand the cleanest girl because he's that bad guy. You hear what I'm saying? So I'm just want to know, is demand okay? Maybe demand is too harsh, but again, there's demands everywhere on us, everywhere. So
Well,
what
you can,
what would be the polite word that can be used to, I guess, for a man, especially if he's about assault, not these young boys. I'm talking about one that got it in order. What
well,
is
it goes
his
back to the
best
beginning.
way of getting you to be that help me from him? Because that's the ultimate goal there. He's gonna need to ask his help me what he needs.
Well,
So
think
how
about
does
it, the
that
coin.
conversation happen?
So that the coin, that's where you have to sit. Well, you have to sit down. You have to talk about these things. Like I mentioned earlier, a woman, if she don't pick up no type of security around you, she's not gonna stay around long. A woman wants something to work with. If she don't have anything to work with, she's not gonna stay around long. Period. But these kind of comes, you have to come, and it's a respect thing too. If you just come out and come out demanding, and you're not doing anything to benefit her, she just gonna look at you crazy. She gotta have something to work with. She don't want to feel like she's a prisoner, or she has to walk around eggshells. That sounds like an insecure person. You need to get some professional help
And
if
I
you're
want
doing
to
all
go.
that.
I want to go back
Me
to
on my
it.
personal life, I'm actually
Yeah,
good.
I want to go back to what Daquan said too. I want to say, like, if I'm trying to, like, and I'm trying to be like the social worker cap right now, okay? And and say, Daquan, like, if you're stating, like, if this man is like the leader of the home, right? If he is if he is that true solid foundation, it's not even. And you answered your question a minute ago when you said, okay, if you can't say the word demanding, like, how is he supposed to ask this of her, right? Well, you just answered your question. He needs to ask and not demand, okay? You said, what word does he use? Just ask, right? But when a man is truly being that true foundation for his home, and this kind of goes with what Furman had said too, a woman is going to fall, and I say this, and please, women, do not come back and criticize me later. She's going to fall into line of just kind of already expecting or wanting to be responsive, wanting to be supportive. She's going to want to cater to whatever these, for the better lack of words, are of these demanding, things that you're asking, right? But you do make a point. Like, we're very, we tolerate so much in the workplace, right? From our bosses, and we jump, if we wanted to, if we thought we were going to get off this hour, but our boss says, no, you're going to stay late, and, there's no overtime to it, you're just staying. We do it. We fall into line to them, right? And they're just our boss. But then you have women that are not even wanting to be that way with their spouses. But I think it comes from, if you have a healthy relationship, it comes naturally. It's not even about demanding, but
Yeah.
it's finding that true foundation of, and if I had a man who was actually the foundation of my home, then I wouldn't feel like I had to be so damn independent of knowing that everything falls on me. I wouldn't feel like I would be offended if he was to have asked something, even if it was in a little bit more of a demanding way, or even if he said, hey, I don't, I prefer you not to do that, or I don't really want you going out. I wouldn't be so offended, because you know what? That's my man. And I know my man is looking out for me. I know that he's my protector. I know that he is my partner. But I truly think we see a lot of relationships where it's not evenly yoked. It's either the woman is really holding the shit together, or it's the dude. And then you're expecting something of each other instead of working to build it in, as a couple.
I agree with you, Desiree, because it's all about building that kingdom, and it's all about building that empire, and it's all about having a very successful life. I do believe you can have a successful marriage. It takes two willing people to make the marriage work, the relationship work. We can have it all. It's mindset, and you have to make sure you give the right individual, like you said, Desiree, to see the same thing you see, where it's gonna benefit both ends. And that's what messes people up. Like you said, we see these red flags, and we think we could fix people. We can't fix nobody. That's something they gotta do on their own. But some people, I can fix them, I can make them. No, you really can't.
And I think, one of the hard things is we're finding these guys that are promising you the world, right? I'm going to take care of you, baby. They're saying all the things that Furman's saying over here, right? Like, I'm going to make sure dinner's cooked. I'm going to make sure your bath is ran. They say all the good shit that just reels your ass in. And then guess what? The minute that your ass starts having those feelings, or you are counting on that person, whether it's for income or security as far as safety wise goes, or now, you don't want to have to be like announcing to the public, hey, it didn't work out. Like, right. Because a lot of people stay in relationships because they don't want to even have to explain why they're not in a relationship. That's when it's like when the shit changes that you're like, what the hell? So of course we're going to be a little bit more defiant, right? We're going to be a little bit more independent. We're going to put up those walls to where, no, you're not going to tell me what the hell to do, or don't expect this of me. But if you go back to what you were thinking, look at how many relationships back before it took two incomes to run a household, right? It was okay that the woman stayed home. She took care of the home. She took care of the kids. And you even see where back then that, women were a lot more, and I don't want to say this because I hate the word, we were a little bit more submissive to our husbands, right? What the man said went. If he said no for the kids, damn it, or it was always go ask your daddy. It wasn't the wife making the decisions for what the children were doing. But society has changed. It is taking two incomes. It is the women having to get out there and bust their ass and be goal chasers to make sure that their dreams are being met too. And it's also, we talk about this all the time, guys. It's social media. Social media also plays a big part of it. We see these big boss ass ladies that are doing it, and they're doing it on their own, or we, even if they have a man, they're not letting that slow them down. Of course, guys, we're not seeing what's behind closed doors either. Okay. So don't believe everything on social media, but that does play a big role on how our attitudes are. But I think it's finding that guy who's actually, he's true to what he says when he's trying to reel you in, and not trying to catfish your ass on the lies and, and just that sweet talking. And if we can find those kind of men that stay true to that, then I think you would see a lot more of what we saw back then, of where we were being the one that is kind of the follower, not the leader.
Yeah, stay consistent. That's what it is. You have to stay consistent at all times. And like I said, if a person do something for you, a lot of times they do it to manipulate. And I'm not doing to manipulate, doing because I care. And that's what it is. If she don't give what you want, because some people they do it for sex. They try to manipulate for sex, like the whole prison mentality. I did something for you, so now you gotta do something for me. And that's the wrong way of doing it too. If you take this, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for any man who thinks that insecurity thing is attractive to us women, let me just tell you, it sure the hell is not. Like, it's not. Like, there is nothing that turns me on about that at all. We want a man who is secure, that not cocky. I'm not asking you to be cocky. I don't want cocky. I want you to just be secure. I want you to have that trust. How empowering it is, and how it makes a woman feel to know that her man trusts her, that he knows he can count on her. When I say trust, I don't mean just trust like not being a hoe. I'm talking about, you trust me to make sure that everything's taken care of in the house when you're not home. You trust that I'm making sure our kids are being raised right. You trust that if you're not around for somebody to ask you a question, I'm going to give the answer that I know you would have given, right? We want that kind of trust. This whole insecurity stuff, where are you? I don't believe you. Send me a picture. FaceTime me to make sure I'm actually in my bed at nighttime.
Wow,
you better
crazy.
cut that bullshit out, okay? I am, listen, as the eldest on this show, I'm too damn old for that. I don't have time for that. You might think it's cute. And when you're young and you're naive, or you've got daddy issues, you do think that's attractive. You do find those red flags to be like, man, that dude loves me. Like, he wants to know where I'm at all times because I'm his girl. Honey, wake up. If there's any young ladies listening, wake up. That is not, that's not love. That's not trust. And, it is a huge red flag. Pay attention to that.
Yeah, and you got to, before y'all got together, you had a life before y'all got together. So you want to do things. Go continue having fun. Hang out with your friends. Do stuff. I don't have all that stuff. Worry about what you're doing. No, I ain't got time for all that.
Daquan, I got a question for you.
Handle your business.
Daquan, I got a question for you. Why is it? And I'm hoping that I could have asked it to Furman, but Furman's all about running bubble baths and bathing his woman and stuff. So I got to come to you on this one, right?
That's a good thing to do, Just Raider. I'm saying, because if that's my queen,
How that? Okay, I'm just saying.
I didn't want my queen. All right.
I'm just saying I didn't want one thinking I'm picking on him. I just want I want this other man's opinion here, right? Why is it that, and I hope you can agree with me that this is what we see, right? Why is it that you guys will say, I accept you for the way that you are. I love that you're a strong, powerful woman. I love that you have your close girlfriends that you want to go shop with and you do brunch on every Saturday morning. But the minute that you guys get us, you try to change us. The minute that you get us, it's like, nope, that's not okay. Now all of a sudden, you want us to be this proper, and you guys know me when I'm out in public, when I'm not on this podcast, I am as professional. My makeup's done. I am dressed like I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm still who I am. Like, I'm still going to swear, let's be honest. But, don't try to change us. Don't all of a sudden be like, I don't like that you say that word. I don't like that you talk to that girlfriend. I don't want you going and doing brunch. Like, why is it that you want to change us? Why are you telling us one thing and making us believe that you're okay and you're secure with that? But the minute that you get a chance, that whole script flips. Am I not right, Aisha? Like, is that not how it goes?
You're definitely right. That goes back to what I was speaking on earlier about when Furman asked me if guys were intimidated by me. And I was just speaking on that experience. That's one of the things that I've gone through is like, you see I'm doing this, that, and the fourth, right? And then when you get in a relationship with me, you try to limit me like, oh, I don't want you to go out this weekend, or I don't want you going here, I don't want you going there. But it's like, I have to do these things. I'm not just out here willy-nilly. I have to network. Like,
yes,
I have to be seen. People, have to know who I am outside of social media. So I have to actually do events. I have to go out. So to tell me, when you saw me at the club, now you're telling me I don't want you in the club. Now
right.
We're together. But I'm an influencer.
That's right.
I'm a host, and I get paid for this. So,
and I am with you, girl. Yeah,
it's true that really does happen.
So, Daquan, why is it that guys are like this?
Well, I don't know about every other guy. I'm just from a little bit of experience and just some things that I do see. Like Furman. Furman is big on his last name, and the men are the ones that do the marrying. We the one that take the woman. So when a man does that, he's taking that's his name. You get the last name, the child gets the last name. It's just a family unit we looking at.
Right.
So whatever one of us does, don't agree, disagree, it directly can impact the unit. Forget everybody else, just the unit, you, man, child, whatever that is. That unit. Now, again, the man got to die first. He's normally the head. That's what the woman need him to be, So he got to, have something for that role. And I feel like if it's not asking too much of you, hey, maybe the cursing because we getting in business and we going around new people. I need you to, for all of our sake, not just me, I'm going to demand you, but we all represent one another. We say we love each other, we are part of each other. So we do have to at some point sacrifice something. We that's what love is about. As we say, you got to sacrifice, give up your duties, your wedding vows, all of that count towards the whole family unit. So like I said, not demanding nothing crazy like, oh, stop doing something too crazy, but I feel like something small like maybe not cursing so much. Keep your cursing, or we keep it in. Just
why are you hating on me right now with the cursing?
That's all I'm saying.
Why are you hating on me with the cursing right now? Could you not use a better thing? I do really good. Furman, do I not? I message Furman and say, I will watch my mouth tonight. I understand that we have a preacher on the show, okay? I know when.
No.
I'm talking about, Furman, how many times do I message you and be like, okay, I'm going to watch my mouth tonight?
Oh, yeah.
But I am still just true to who I am. Like, this is me. It doesn't change who I am as a person. It doesn't change my heart.
I don't feel like you, like, if a man would deal with you, this is your personality. It actually, it brings life. You know what I mean? I just think like if y'all both know y'all got an important business meeting.
I act like a lady and I watch my language.
Even for a man, not every God know how to turn off, yo, son, my dude. Like all of that got to be turned off because
But-
now you got to go to her meeting, and she got to represent. She need her representative to show up right. So
But
it's like
here's what I'm
even
asking
the
you though is
woman
why are
gotta
you all
ask.
demanded? Why do you guys ask us to do things to change? But honest to God, I don't find very many men that are open-minded enough to change the things that we think that might be able to help improve our relationship. Automatically, you're like, no, this is who the hell I am. Like it's like a one-way street. You want things that you want to shape us, you want to change us, but you don't want to also make some changes that we feel could be beneficial. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clown right now. Miss Nicole. You know why they got to die first? Because maybe they can't survive without us. Who else?
Period.
Facts. It ain't about no like chain of nothing. At the end of the day, y'all can't survive without us women. That's why you got to go first because you would be lost without us.
Yes, there will be just war and despair.
Look, if they'd be like,
Without
where the
us.
hell are the dishwasher tabs? That and damn the little things like that. Okay, y'all know good darn well you'd be like, was I supposed to thaw out this meat first before? I'm just clowning on that one, right? Hopefully y'all can feed yourselves. But the truth is, we are, God had us to be that strength, that backbone to support our man, right? It is our role to be supportive of you guys in whichever way that we need to. Respectfully, I totally get it. But I think I'm seeing so much, and maybe this is why I'm that way. And and when I'm in a relationship, I'm telling you right now, I'm extra, and I think it makes me get taken advantage of because I put their needs above mine so much. So I can talk a lot of shit on here and be like, no, we're not submissive. No, you're not going to demand anything, right? But I am very much a hopeless romantic. But when you don't see it, Furman, don't laugh at me. I am a very big hopeless romantic. Okay.
I take your word for it, Desiree. I take your word for it.
I am sweet. I like to leave like those little I love you notes, like in hidden spots, like in the wallet, like and date it and see how long it takes them to get it. You know what I'm saying? Just to let them know, hey, I was thinking about you. Like I do corny shit. I too will run a bath even for my dude. Like I'm that girl. I love to cater to my man. I want him to know you're my king of this house. Like I want to treat you right. But if I start getting those bad vibes back, or I'm not getting that same energy, of course my independent stubborn ass comes out, and then I'm like a whole different person. You get the feisty instead of the spicy.
Well, hey, that is. But then at the end of the day, for us guys, really, it's just really to make y'all laugh, make y'all smile, and make y'all blush. That's the only thing we have to do. Make y'all laugh, make y'all smile, and make y'all blush.
We just want to feel appreciated.
And then it's like, she said, hey, babe, I got this event coming up. You tell her, hey, babe, have a great time. I don't want you to knock it out the park. I want you to look good. And then when she getting dressed, you tell her, babe, damn, you looking good. You looking very sexy. I want you to have a good time tonight. And make her feel like that woman.
But men don't, Furman. They sit there and say,
stop. I'm talking about Furman. I'm talking
Why?
about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about nobody else. I'm talking about me.
But Miss Nicole, do they not? Do they not?
No.
Start asking, why are you wearing that short dress, or your cleavage is showing too much?
Absolutely. I have been asked to change my outfit.
How did your outfit look? How did it look?
Mm-hmm.
You say how the outfit looked?
Yeah, how did it look? I just want to know, how did it look?
Mm-hmm.
It was a dress, and it was a short dress, and there was
Mhm.
cleavage showing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that what I wear is what I wear. That shouldn't be indicative of anything else. I'm gonna carry myself appropriately regardless of
Right.
what I have on, and you should trust me enough to let me wear what I want to wear and know that everything is okay between us. And I feel like it's just an indication of insecurity if you're that concerned about what I have going on. Insecurity and distrust, because not only are you insecure, that you don't believe enough in yourself that I'm gonna not gonna stay around, or whatever the case may be. You also don't trust me. You don't.
It makes us feel like y'all are just disrespecting us. Like it's almost like if you guys are looking at us and telling us that we're going out to be a hoe. To us,
Right.
that's exactly. Y'all laugh about it, but that's how we take it. When you're sitting there saying things like that, like you don't think that as business women we are not thinking clear enough to know that, you know, and I'm saying like a real true professional businesswoman is not going to go out and be disrespectful to herself. She's not going to go out and she's not going out to dress like she's on the strip, right? But if we want to wear something that is a little bit flattering, if we want to wear something that just happens to make us feel good, that confidence, you know, we've talked about this on earlier shows where guys are like, I don't want you wearing fake lashes. I don't want you wearing makeup. I don't want you, but you know what? Why? Like, if it makes me feel good, support that. If it's something that makes me feel like I am about ready to conquer the damn day and I can get my stuff done, like, you should be supportive of that. But no, there's that insecurity but then as soon as you guys start saying, well, that's too short, or that cleavage, or why would you wear that? All you're doing is being disrespectful to us, because as your woman, we're not out trying to disrespect you or ourselves. We're out there doing what we do, which is networking. That's what keeps our business alive. It's not that we're out there trying to look like a hoe to go flirt with everybody, or because you know what? I don't want that business anyways. Those are not the people that I want to be networking with. So I'm not trying to do that. But if I would decide I want to wear something that might be a little risque, like, you know what? Be supportive that I have the confidence to wear that shit out of the house, because you know it don't happen very often. But on a lighter note, because y'all see how lovely I come onto this show sometimes, y'all know it ain't about what I'm wearing or how I'm looking. Because if I can come on this show with this no makeup on, I got some leggings on right now, okay? I want a guy to see it's my personality. I'm sure that Furman did not ask me to come back on this show because of what I was wearing the first time I was on the show. Obviously, we always have good conversation, whether I have my lashes on, whether I am dressed, whether my cleavage is showing on one of these shows, okay? Or if I'm coming on here looking like this, it doesn't change who I am. I'm still that argumentative, you know, person. I'm still that feisty little girl that you guys see any other time. And to me, it shouldn't be any different in my relationship. I'm still your respectful wife who deserves to be respected as well. Period.
No, you're right. I was saying it because I think oftentimes women kind of think it's the guy being insecure about them. But even in nature, you can't stop the male rhino from fighting or killing another male rhino, because it's just a man's nature that another man is watching. Forget you. Let's say, fine, he agreed to you wearing a dress. In his mind, no matter what he do, even if it's not a security, men are competitive as a creature. Forget all the social media and anything. We're creatures, competitive creatures. We do it in the gym. We do it in...
Y'all are horny dogs, period. Yes, y'all are horny dogs out there.
Sometimes a man, it's not that he's saying, oh, I don't want you wearing that. He may know, hey, these are some wild dudes. They disrespectful regardless if I can fight, shoot, kill. But something like that happens because with men, let's say me and Furman talking. If I keep over talking Furman, that turns bad. Like, even if we respect one another, it turns bad because we're men. So I would say this: you got your guys that's insecure. I agree with that, but it's not always because I don't want you in a dress because I don't think you look good. I know you won't cheat on me, but there's other competitors or other men out there that also may not respect you. Like,
but I'm gonna say this. Go ahead, finish.
How good the guy is. If another male purposely don't respect the man, he's gonna go for what he thinks or wants, rather the woman is not with it or not. I'm just saying that brings a certain
and I get what you're saying, Devon, and you're right, and I get what you're saying, and you're so right on that, right? But it's the way that we're spoken to, and maybe it's just like how you were not really trying to say a minute ago, like demanding to us, right? Like that maybe we were taking it as in, oh hell no, you're not going to demand anything, right? So it's all about the way that we're spoken to. If a guy was sit there and say something that was in not an offensive way, like as in, you know, even if he was being funny about it and said, damn, you go out of the house like that, I'm gonna have to beat those damn men off, because he knows that those men are going to be trying to get with his woman. That's a whole lot different than whenever he's sitting there saying, you're really going to wear that out of the house, or you're not going to wear that out of the house. It's about the way that we're spoken to in a manner that makes it to where it's offensive, and it makes it to where, honest to God, you know, we're going to be like, we automatically have that instinct to say, I'll do whatever I want to do. But it's all about that communication. And the truth is, I get it. it's not always that man is insecure. Sometimes he just knows what kind of dogs are out there, and if your woman looks that damn good, you know that some other dude is going to come up and maybe be disrespectful or try to hit on her, and you don't want to have to play with that stuff, right? But when you're talking to your woman about it, it's about how you're speaking to us on when we're walking out that door.
But you know what? I know she mentioned that she had a dress on. You know, his response should have been, y'all may think it sound cocky or something like that. I don't care. But his response should have been, hey, let me give you something before you go out to that party. Because that dress you got on, it got me feel some type of way. So we're going to make this thing do what it do. And then when she ready to leave, no, when you get back, keep that dress on because we're going to do some role playing. That's kind of stuff that they should be saying. Because men, as a man, we don't create problems. We solve problems. We are solution based. And at the end of the day, you do what you're supposed to do. She representing y'all anyway. She's not going to do anything. She really not. So at the end of the day, even though them guys may see her, but you actually getting a full course meal at home.
And we are, and I mean, you guys are, but I agree with Daquan. You know, it may not always be that insecurity thing. I think that we need to learn how to speak to one another to where it doesn't come out disrespectful. And that's no different than, guys, how many times have you text something to somebody or you received a text and automatically you've taken offense to it, right? And that person may never have meant it that way at all. It's the same thing whenever you guys might say something to us women that we might be taking offense to it when that's not the way that it came out. So this is again why communication is so important. But it is also, you know, and I don't want to sit here and say that I'm a submissive person or not, but I will tell you this. Whether a dude sat there and said, you know, I'm gonna have to beat those men off, or he did say, you know, like that, showing a little bit too much cleavage, I am still that person who says, like, if I know it's going to bother him, I'm truly probably not going to enjoy myself tonight. So what's the compromise? Maybe I'll put a little cami top on underneath it, right? So that I'm still feeling myself, but I'm still covering up a little bit more that makes him feel like, you know, that I'm not got the girls all hanging out. And so there is a difference in compromising as well. I think it's, again, we just have to learn how to use our words right, but we're human. We say things without stopping and thinking about it. And so, but again, even for, you know, Miss Nicole and myself, like, it is so hard because we are out there to network. And I work in veteran services. Most of them are men. Most of the people that I come in contact with are men. My clients, you know, 99% are men. My business partners, 99% of them are, you know, male veterans. And it does cause an insecurity that it's that way because I am surrounded by the guys all the time. And maybe I need to stop and look at it whenever, not now, but I mean, with my, you know, ex that I just had, you know, maybe when he was saying things that made me feel like he was being insecure or he was disrespecting me, maybe just thinking of it in a different way is that when he knows that I'm surrounded by all these different men, that there are going to be men that are going to be disrespectful, that there are going to be men that will, you know, try to hit on me. And we know we're not going to sit here and try to say that guys don't hit on us when we're out doing our job. They do all the time. But it's not about how many guys hit on me. It's about the fact that you know that I would never act on that.
Oh, that's the case. Don't be together then. That's the thing about it too. Don't have to. You know what? And the news flash is you really don't have to be together. To be honest with you, right. But like Desiree was saying, this kind of stuff had to be addressed in the beginning. I just know where I'm coming from. Speaking for me, to me, it's free will. When I say free will, I'm not going to handcuff because you have the right to do what you want to do. You know, vice versa. But at the same time, I will support you. Like I said, I don't argue. I don't do all that fussing and fight. I will support you and vice versa. Because at the end of the day, who's going to benefit off of it? Both of us going to benefit off at the end of the day as well. And then also, if she is whatever, she gonna keep it classy for you. That's just me. That's just my belief. She always going to keep it classy for you no matter what. But, hey, she looking good. Hey, tell her she looking good. Because at the end of the day, she come home to you anyway. And like I mentioned with the dress thing, it's two things you say, hey, when you get back, and when you come back, we're going to do some role playing. So keep that dress on. Or just say something. Don't discourage her. Don't tear her down. Don't belittle her. Vice versa, because you don't want her to belittle you.
Well, you guys also know how many insecurities we have as women anyways, okay? We are the toughest critics on ourselves. So if you're saying something that is also negative, you know, even in that minute, in that moment, we might try to act like, you know, we're not going to let what you say bother us. Trust me, it does bother us. You know, we'll think about it later on, right? You know, and so But I think, like, you know, I mean, and Mrs. Cole's a beautiful woman. Like, I'm sure that, you know,
Thank
especially
you.
she's saying that she's out networking in clubs. You know what I'm saying? She is going to get hit on, but it's also the fact that I'm sure, and I don't even know her personally, I'm sure she respects herself enough that she's not out there doing her thing to see if she can't find some guy who's just trying to hit on her to get a hookup, right? She's out there
Right.
networking to help make sure that her business is successful. That's where her mind is. Her mind isn't about how many dudes are hitting on her because he wants to get a piece of ass.
And then I'm gonna throw the wild card out there, and I'm gonna throw the wild card out there. And to be honest with you, she's a mother. Do you think she want different type of guys around her son? You gotta think about it. You got some undercover pedophiles out here in this world too, so don't get it twisted.
I love how
So
we're talking about you like if you're not even sitting here. That's really respectful of us, and I do apologize. But
Oh.
you know, but it is. But see, that's the
yeah,
thing, though.
because
is
that's another thing too. Yeah,
she is. You know, she is a mom. But
Yeah.
here, but you know, here's also the thing. Whether, and I don't know.
Hey,
her
my mom. Hello. Big shout out to
Is your
mom.
mom
My
on
mom
here?
watching tonight. Yeah,
Oh,
she
good.
watching tonight. My mom
Look
and my
at
aunt
good,
watching.
Mama. I hope you're on this show to support us women and about how
My
men
mom
should be
said, "Great show."
respective. Look at, I hope
Thank you.
Mama's putting in the comments of her 2 cents that yes, she is supporting the women on this show tonight of how we don't always get respected by the men. But
Well, my mom, she supports me, and she know what I'm saying, and she goes support what I'm saying. So big shout out to my mom watching,
yeah,
and my
love
aunt,
it.
and my aunt watching too. So big
Oh, is
shout
she
out to
on
both
tonight
of them.
too? She was on
Yep.
last
Mhm.
night, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So hi to Auntie too. So, but you know, I think at the end of the day, like I support you. Like, you know what, Haisha, like, girl, do your thing. You know, there's obviously a reason. You know, there's reasons. You told us those reasons. You know, the passing of your mom, your son. That you are so goal driven. Don't let anything hold that back. You know,
Yeah, never
you're
do
gonna
that.
find that you're gonna find that king that is going to be supportive of you, and if you don't, guess what, it's okay because you can do it on your own, right?
Right.
But you know, life is about wanting to have somebody to enjoy it with. We all want that. You know, what good is it to have all of this if you don't have somebody to enjoy it with? But it's got to be the right person. But don't ever lower
Right.
your standards to be able to have that, to accommodate that person, is what I guess I'm trying to say. And so I'm proud of you. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever
Thank
role
you so
you decide to
much.
be in. And I so totally need you to send me this top after you're done with it, even though I will have to secretively ask you to do one for me.
Okay.
Look at, do you charge extra for beads if they need it? It's a bigger bra. I don't know. But you know, I definitely, I love it. I think it's amazing. I think more women should be able to have that freedom to even be able to work a lot from home, to be able to support your kid, and especially when you're doing it as a single mom. So I am all there for you, and you've got my support 100%. But Daquan, do you want to say anything before I keep rambling on about women power?
Well, just say I know I ain't against y'all none. You know, I love the women.
I love you so much, and you know I love
the
the
women.
difference of your opinion. I think that that's what we need. If we all got on this show and agreed with each other, well, what the heck good would this show be, right?
Right.
We need to have it to where people see things differently, and also show that on here we're all communicating about that. So I love it. And Daquan, you know I would never hold anything against you.
She said, "Yes, I am
Woo!
supporting all the women."
Hold on, I got to screenshot Mama's comment right there. Yes, that's what's going on the show. Wait, I gotta make sure I wasn't making a crazy face when I did that.
Oh no, Fermin, we gonna have to get that together.
Look at Mama. I
Yeah.
need Mama's number, Furman. Send me Mama's number.
A big shout out to my mom that's watching, and my aunt Michelle watching as well. So, man, we just love y'all, and we appreciate y'all. And Haisha, keep handling your business, keep doing your thing. I mean what I said. If you wearing that dress, the guy responsible to be in, we're gonna role play when you get back, or stuff like that. Handle your business, girl. That's how it should have been. That's how it should have been. But I know you got to handle your business, and we're gonna finish this show up, and
Yeah, I
all
wanted to
other
ask
good
Haisha,
stuff.
though. Haisha, is there anything else big? I just want to ask you this real quick on the business side. Is there anything else that you're kind of aiming for goal-wise that you would like to see happen, whether it's in the next year, 5 years? Is there something else more than what you're doing now that you're hoping to look forward to?
Yeah, so I mentioned previously that I'm in barber school, so I definitely want to open up my own shop. That's definitely one of my goals, as well as I want to get a leading role in a movie since I did just book my first supporting movie role, I do want a lead role eventually. And then I definitely want to just do more on the modeling side, do more fashion shows and things of that nature. So I just, before we get out of here, I want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for this great show tonight. Thank you for inviting me out. Thanks for the vibes, the energy. It's been really great. I really like talking to each one of you. So it's definitely been a pleasure. And to all the viewers, thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. A special thank you to Deborah. She rocked with us all night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my I just recently met her at you guys mentioned the Cut It Up crew.
Yeah.
Earlier they had a content creator mixer this past week.
Saturday, yes, from
Yes.
7 to 11. Yeah.
Yes, I was there. I was a speaker on one of their panels, and I met Deborah there, and so we've connected, and she's been supporting me. And also, guys, I want to mention there is a networking mixer tomorrow in Richardson. I'm going to post it on my page. You can follow me at Hayesha Nicole on all social media networks to see it. I will be posting about it. Come out, come network with some great like-minded individuals. Come make some connections. If you're looking for a brand model, hit me up. I'm available. And again, thank you guys so much. It's been great.
Yes. Well, we appreciate you definitely. Daquan, do you have any last minute words before we cut it out?
Oh, I actually do. For all of y'all got any upcoming events, anything like that, just my DM is open. I'm gonna get right to work sharing. Yeah, that's really it. Oh, and you could go to my website, answerers.org. Like I said, I just want to help as much as I could, so y'all just reach out.
And Daquan, let me thank you too for, on your post of sharing all of the events that I have coming up with our veterans and stuff. Again, I know I said thank you in the beginning, but thank you for sharing that. And thank you for picking a picture where my mouth wasn't going to post on that, because Furman would have totally picked the one where I was like, so I definitely appreciate you for making your girl look good in that picture that you shared as well. So thank you so much. And always, I love it. And Hayesha, please, send me anything. If there's something that I could do to support you, I want to be able to do that for you. And I love all the networking, like you said, with the Cut Up crew that's that you were at that mixer, and us having them on. You met Deborah there. I think that's that we're aiming for on this podcast, is not just the good conversations that we have and the arguments that we do just to love each other in this show, but also it's just making sure that we are being supportive to each other, guys, and I love every bit of that.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate you again, Hayesha, as well. Keep doing your thing. Keep us posted. Keep us updated on all the other good stuff that you're doing. And that's really about it. So keep doing what you're doing. I know you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. And like I
She's
said,
got a beautiful smile, don't she, y'all?
Oh, thank you.
She does.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. Like I said, we appreciate you again. Keep being about your business, of course, and keep us posted.
Yes, sir.
Keep us updated as well. Cool beans. Like I said, man, we're having a great time here on the show. Like I said, big shout out to my mom that's watching. Big shout out to my aunt that's watching.
Thanks,
big shout out to Angel that's watching as well. Big shout out to everybody that's been supporting us here on the podcast. Remember, we're going to be back here Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We're going to be having our conversation with Jika Williams. She's running for office for Grand Prairie. So that's interesting. So if you're into politics and you want to learn more about politics, she's going to be on here Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. So that's going to be a good conversation. Our whole goal is to be booked up for the rest of the year for 2023. Thank everybody for supporting us. I did post our website on Facebook Live. So you go to our website. We are accepting donations. You want to shop with us as well. You can check out past episodes on Apple and Spotify and Google Podcasts. We got the YouTube channel going up as well. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe to the page. It don't cost you anything. Do that as well. And I appreciate you as well. And I follow you on all social media platforms. So, hey, if you that's on the show, follow them on social media platforms. Help get their numbers up. Hey, support each other. And it don't cost you anything. It's zero.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free. So it don't cost you anything. And most importantly, man, y'all have a great night. Remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow, and they didn't. Let's live life like it's our last. And most importantly, you look yourself in the mirror. You tell yourself, I love you. Tell yourself, I got your back. Tell yourself, we're going to win. Tell yourself, we're going to succeed. Tell yourself we're going to conquer. Tell yourself we're going to dominate. And most importantly, tell yourself, I got your back. Man, y'all have a great night. We'll be back here Saturday morning here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.